How is it going, everyone? We are coming up on the month of August, and prepare your wallets, because we might have had a little bit of a reprieve in the month of July with not a lot of big game releases, but it is all over. It is over for your wallet. If you are even remotely into video games, my oh my, are the next couple of months just a whirlwind. Now, to be fair, August is kind of the calm before the storm a little bit. There's a lot of big titles coming in August, but really, September, October, November is where it really heats up, but you can see the incline starting to happen in August, especially after July. Let's be frank, was pretty dead, all things considered, but we have a lot of titles coming out in August, and in this video, I want to take a look at the games you should buy, games you should wait on a sale for. You guys know the deal. A lot of options in terms of what to pick up, so let's get right into it. 4 titles I would recommend you to buy. First of all, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. The more we see gameplay of this game, man oh man, the more am I excited for it. Obviously, it's coming from Software, and it's the return of a franchise that has been dormant for so long, and people have wanted to see make a comeback for so long. Obviously, Software has been busy working on, you know, their games that are doing pretty well. Sekiro, Bloodborne, the Souls games, etc, etc. They've been doing very well, but now they're returning to a franchise that, again, has been absent for quite a while, but it is returning with Armored Core 6, and I think this is an opportunity for a brand new audience of people to be introduced to Armored Core. Now, you don't have to play the other Armored Core games to play this one. This is totally standalone, and based on what we've been hearing, the amount of content that's going to be in this game, the fast-paced gameplay, there's a lot of reason to be excited for Armored Core 6, and if you've been following our channel for any length of time, you know that I've been complaining about the fact that we don't have a lot of big budget mecha titles. The idea of gigantic robots battling it out just sounds like something that's a license to print money, and Armored Core has been a license for so long that I don't understand why there hasn't been another one. Now, I think From Software, doing all of the work they've done with the Souls games, they have become one of the most prominent developers on planet Earth. They are well renowned, they are well known, they are well respected, and now that they're returning to Armored Core, I think it's going to have an inherent level of heightened interest just because of how revered From Software is in the industry. Excited to see what Armored Core 6 brings to the table, but I'm going to say that this is a buy, and it is coming out at $60, which, you know, some games these days are going to $70. Nice to see Armored Core at $60. Next up, want to say that this is a buy. I'm optimistic about Atlas Fallen. I think there's a lot of potential here. Now, I can definitely understand if you want to wait on a sale for it, because this is a new IP. It is being done by Deck 13, a very talented studio, and the game notes rise from the dust and glide the sands of a timeless land filled with ancient dangers, mysteries, and fragments of the past. Hunt legendary monsters and powerful sand-infused weapons and abilities in spectacular, super-powered combat. This is an action RPG that is set to have a lot of content. Rise from the dust, unleash the storm, master the sands to explore a unique fantasy world teeming with secrets, locales, and dangers. Hunt legendary creatures alone or with a friend in heroic superpowered combat. So if you do want to go co-op, that option will be available, and unleash your power to create deadly shape-shifting weapons. Rise as the ultimate champion with unique custom skills and abilities. A lot to be excited for with Atlas Fallen. The game is releasing on August the 10th. Now, next up, the 2 titles that I'm going to round out the buy section. Both games are playable, kind of for free. First of all, we have Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is going to be a day 1 PlayStation Plus Extra title, so if you want to play it on Plus Extra, that option is going to be available to you. Otherwise, you can buy it standalone. If you are remotely into throwback RPGs, Sea of Stars is one that I think should absolutely be on your radar. It's a turn-based RPG inspired by the classic. It tells the story of 2 children of the Solstice who will combine the powers of the sun and the moon to perform eclipse magic, the only force capable of fending off the monstrous creations of the evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer. Sea of Stars is out August 29th, again, a day 1 PlayStation Plus Extra title, so a lot of you guys will have the opportunity to check it out as a part of that. If you do want to buy it solo, that is an option as well, and there is a demo available for the game. Lastly, in the buy section, you don't even have to buy this, but Tower of Fantasy is a brand new free-to-play release. If you're into your anime MMORPGs, this is another one. Embark together on your fantasy adventure set hundreds of years in the future on the distant planet of Ida. The shared open-world RPG anime-infused sci-fi adventure of Tower of Fantasy now is officially coming to PlayStation 4 and 5. Obviously, it is a game that you can sink a lot of money and resources into, but ideally, you would want to be playing this game entirely free-to-play, but if you get into it and you want to sink some cash into it, that is an option as well. The game notes an immersive open world, unique characters, grow and explore together, epic combat, explore and interact. Tower of Fantasy is scheduled for its PlayStation release on August August the 8th. Alright, so those are the 4 titles I would say are buys. Now let's go over some of the titles I think you'd be better off waiting on a sale for. First of all, this is probably going to be a little bit of a hot take. Immortals of Aveum, I'm going to say, is a wait for a sale. First of all, the game is $70, and based on the fact that Ascendant Studios is a new studio and that it is a $70 game, the last EA Originals released, which was Wild Hearts, that game came out at $70 and it went on sale very, very quickly. So, you know, I could very much see Immortals of Aveum hitting the bargain bin not too long. Maybe not the bargain bin, but, you know, the sub $40 range by the fall time. And we don't know how lengthy this game is going to be. I could easily see it being a relatively short game based on the fact that it is more focused on its single-player linear gameplay, which isn't a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that $70 might be a little bit of a hard sell. I have liked the flashy gameplay. Some of the narrative elements haven't hit home with me as much, but overall, I still think there's reason to be excited for Immortals of Aveum. It's out August 22nd. The $70 price tag is going to push me away. Next up, we have Fort Solis, a riveting story-driven thriller on the Red Planet. More of an atmospheric walking sim, responding to an unusual alarm call from a remote mining base. Jack arrives at the dark and desolate Fort Solis. With storm warnings imminent, he heads inside to make desperate contact. Looks like a narrative-based title, but one that I do have interest in. It's just we have to hear about a price point for the game, and being a game like this, I could see it being on the shorter side and it going on sale fairly quickly. Next up, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is another one I'm going to say wait on a sale for. Take on the role of one of the notorious Slaughter family or their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a third-person asymmetrical horror experience based on the groundbreaking and iconic 1974 horror film. Now, we see a lot of these asymmetrical multiplayer titles, so I'm going to say, you know, this one, another one, wait for a sale on. It is being done by Sumo Digital, a talented studio, but I'll say wait on a sale for that. Blasphemous 2, the second scripture in the Blasphemous series, portends the return of the Pentian One with a story that continues from the Free Wounds of Eventide DLC for the original game, where the Heart in the Sky heralded return of the miracle, foretold the birth of a new miracle child. Blasphemous 2 out August 24th. And then next up we have Wayfinder. Now, Wayfinder is ultimately going to be a free-to-play game, but it is seeing its early access release, which is going to be pay-to-play. I would say see how that is received. Keep an eye on the game. If it seems like something you would get into, maybe think about the early access Founders Pack, but otherwise I would think waiting for the fall or early 24 for the free-to-play release would be ideal. And lastly, I want to give a shout to Sclash. Sclash is a really cool game that isn't getting a lot of attention. It's a plug-and-play 2D samurai fighting game full of tension where one hit is enough to kill. Play as a hand-drawn samurai in beautiful, painted settings and fight your opponents. Epic, solemn duels where each move matters. Manage your stamina, breath, and take your time to land a deadly hit. Sclash is out on August 4th. Keep this one on your radar. It might be one that surprises you, but for now, we don't know enough about it, so I'm going to say wait for a sale on that one. But that'll do it for me. Again, August really picking up for me. Armored Core 6, Atlas Fallen, Sea of Stars, Immortals of Aveum definitely has a lot of interest, but this is really where things are going to pick up as we head into the fall and the big releases later this year. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.